Il fait babawa, babawa, il fait babawa, babawa, il fait babawa, babawa, il fait babawa.
Should a big work be more expensive than a small work? How do you base that? So for example, I personally like to work small, and I'm pretty sure I'm always going to work fairly small, because that's how I am. That's what I like. I like doing small, compact works with a lot of layers, a lot of textures and a lot of details. You know the work I do. Now, I mean, I don't particularly like to work big. I mean, even this size is, I don't get the excitement that I do when I work with the small works, where I can actually grab a few of them and, turn them and keep them going. The bigger works, they take a lot more energy, a lot more room, they're more expensive to transport, blah 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 blah. But, I mean, most people want medium to large works to fill space on their walls. So, my question is, if I'm an artist and I'm going to be doing lots of small works, and that's going to be my main size I'm going to work with, does that mean that the price will always be less since I'm doing small works all the time, as compared to doing bigger works? Because honestly, I would sell my larger works cheaper than actually some of my smaller works, because for me there's a lot more involved in the smaller process than the large process. Although it costs a lot more for the large one to be transported and everything. But at the end of the day, the small ones are more precious to me than the larger works. So what do you think about that? Do you think that it's a bit funny if I charge more for my small works than I did for my large works? I mean, of course I've got to cover transport costs, but apart from that, the actual work itself. So yeah, so I'm just going to spray for a bit very quickly. Best thing you can ever do is invest in a heat gun, because you can get work dry very quickly and you don't have to hang around and wait. Although, I mean, it's probably true that it ruins the paint eventually, but oh well. I was so inspired by Paganartguy's Fleating Heart series that I liked his wings, so I actually created my own wing stencil that I'm going to use for my crows that I make, because it looks quite cool. Well, we'll see. I have to give it a print and find out how it goes when I find the paint. I found out I got this art fair coming up on the 27th and 28th of this month, so I'll have to get some works ready for that. So that's a proper art fair, and it's with, I don't know, 10-15 other artists, and basically we all set up our own stands and sell our own individual works. And that's pretty good, because usually you sell quite well if you have small works, which is great. So gonna hurry up and try and get some works done for that. But I'm gonna spray this and see how it turns out. I'm so getting a haircut tomorrow. My hair's like the longest it's ever been and I can't stand it. something like that. No, my light blue somewhere. Maybe it should have been down a little bit better. Yeah, maybe it could have been down a tad more. But it looks like a wing. That's the main thing. Yeah, commission job about a week ago for this lady in Oslo. She wanted me to create a triptych, quite small, only about this big, of her star sign Scorpion, and she wanted me to create a triptych of a scorpion in 3 sections on a canvas, but create it using all of my textures and using bitumen to create this dark sort of scorpion. So I've been playing around with it the last week, and so far I've done part of the scorpion. Well, I've got the scorpion to fit on 2 panels, but I can't quite get it to fit on 3 panels without it being out of proportion. So I'll show you what I've done. So basically that's it there, and I've created it. I've piped it on with sparkle, with the tiling putty to get it like a texture. But because it has to be 3 panels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look like it's moving. So basically I'm going to make the tail, bring it around this way, make the legs go forward, and make half of the body come up here and like it's moving forward but moving its tail, and see how that goes. I don't normally do commission jobs because I find them quite restricting, and you know, you have to please people then. So I only do a couple every now and again, but I thought it was a good challenge, so we'll see. So I'm still working on this painting. I've been working on it forever. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of my wings up in the corner. Mona Lisa used to be here a long time ago, but I don't know, I'm getting over that now. I sort of feel like I'm outgrowing that phase. So just going to see what's going to happen. Well, I had my mask on, that's great, isn't it? Right, let's go. Could have been over a tad that way. Oh well, can fix that up, no problem. I did put an angel in here. My angel, I think that works quite well. And then what I noticed, this sort of, the leaves that come off here actually looks like a wing. Like if the wing was to go that way and the feathers going through that way. So it's sort of like a suggestion of the wing. So I actually think it was meant to be like that. So, you know, some things are meant, and I think that was meant.